Hey there, bestie, and welcome to another day of 25 days of tier lists. So today we are doing a Bob's Burgers tier list, and it's not just any Bob's Burgers tier list. Today we are doing a tier list based on could these characters keep me alive? Which a little different. The reason I'm doing that is because I feel like I would want to put too many of the characters into S tier, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to like put too many in there. So our categories are, they can definitely keep me alive. I trust them wholly and fully. Tier 2 is they would do their best but not be able to save me, as in I think they would do whatever it takes to try to keep me alive, but when push comes to shove, they just might not be up for the challenge. Tier 3 is they mean well, but would definitely get me killed. Number 4 is keep me alive as long as it benefits them. So basically, like, if me being around is good for them and helps them survive longer, they do their best to keep me alive. And the last tier is would sell me to Satan for a corn chip. They don't give a damn. Goodbye. You're dead. You're a problem. Your existence is just pointless. Bye. So, those are my tiers. So I did some of the main recurring characters, and then recurring characters. I didn't want to get too many on here because there's going to be a lot to discuss. And first things first, we have Bob. So Bob is the father, and his store is Bob's Burgers, the whole name of the show. I fucking love Bob. Bob is my heart. I relate to Bob. I'm a lot like Bob, but here's the thing. I think Bob would absolutely do his best to keep me alive. I think he would give it his all of him would be invested in trying to keep me alive, because I think at heart Bob is a good person, but they may not be up to the task. I think he's smart and capable of more than he realizes, so I'm going to put him there. I might drop him down one because it is Bob, but I think we'll see in a survival situation. We've seen him in some survival situations, so he would try. Next up, we have Jean. We love Jean. Jean brings so much life and love and joy to the show. Jean is also like 10. Jean is a child, and Jean is also easily distracted, and Jean would mean well, but would definitely get me killed if it were to come down to it, whether it's the sound of his fart machine or something, or his keyboard. He'd be too interested in making, I think, apocalyptic music that he would probably get me killed. So I love you, Jean, but yeah, I don't trust your ability as a 10-year-old to keep me safe, which is totally valid. Next up we have Linda. I love Linda. I am also a lot like Linda, and I relate a lot to Linda. Linda, though, is also easily distracted, and I'd be worried that she'd be too concerned with getting a big stockpile of wine to keep me alive. I feel like she would accidentally get wine drunk and then, probably would get me killed. Love you, Linda. You're my heart, but I don't think you could keep me alive. I don't think you could keep you alive, to be fair. Alright, next up we have Louise. I mean, we have a whole tier named after one of her sayings. Louise would absolutely sell me to Satan for a corn chip. I love Louise. She's amazing. But Louise is evil. She just is. Alright, next up we have Tina. Oh, sweetie pie, I love you. I love you so much. You're my heart. But you're going on the same tier as your mother and brother. Tina is once again, very well-meaning. She's a darling, she's funny, but she is not prepared. I guess in my mind, this is an apocalyptic or like a very dangerous survival situation. Bestie, no. No, because somebody's gonna take her glasses and she's not gonna be able to do anything. She's like fucking Velma. Jinkies, I can't find my fucking glasses. And Tina gets a little nervous during big situations. I love her, but no. I don't think she can keep me alive. Alright. Next up is Teddy. The only reason Teddy is going on the second tier is I really do feel like Teddy would do everything it takes to keep you alive. I really do. And his carpentry skills do actually give him a benefit, in my opinion. His ability to be able to like work on things. But the thing is Teddy and he would fumble the bag for sure. I think Teddy would get me killed when it came down to it, unfortunately, or wouldn't be able to save me. I think there are things that give him a little bit of an edge, but it's Teddy. Come on. He couldn't survive a week without a cheeseburger. I mean, same, but like, he's too obsessed with the cheeseburgers. His whole life revolves around the food at Bob's Burgers. I'm just saying. Okay. Next up, we have Mr. Frond. I think Mr. Frond is evil. I'm gonna put him keep me alive as long as it's a benefit to him, because I think that Mr. Frond is a selfish little man, and I think he would feign trying to keep you safe and keep you alive, and I think some part of him would want to, but Mr. Frond is not the person that he wants to be. So he is keep me alive as long as it benefits him. Next up we have Jimmy Pesto Sr. Once again, another, I don't know though. No, he's actually sell me to Satan for a corn chip. I think Jimmy Pesto Sr. is a very evil man, and I don't think it matters to him if it benefits him or not, as long as he can take me down, especially if I were Bob Belcher. So, do the old switcheroo, he's actually would sell me to Satan for a corn chip. But he's a different kind of evil from Louise. Hers is wholesome and lovable, his is just evil and just gross. Next up we have Jimmy Pesto Jr. This one's difficult. I don't think he's someone that is like, oh, I would do it to benefit me. Like, now if it was like, you kill this person and we'll give you a dance contract. Yeah, actually, okay. If there was an in-between these two, I would put him there. I think his benefiting him is circumstantial. If it had to do with dance, you know what, I'm just gonna put him here. He's a kid. I think kids sometimes make the right decision more than adults. I think he would mean well, but would definitely get me killed. No doubt in my mind. Also, he's a child, so. Okay, next up we have Ron. He is one of the health inspectors. I think Ron is a good person. I really do. But I don't think Ron strikes me as the kind of person that would be good in a survival situation. He is too much of a follower, not enough of a leader. And I think that he would definitely be well-intentioned, but we're both dying. Me and him, we're dying together. He a homie, but we both dying. He's gonna get my ass killed. 100%. I'm telling you, I'm gonna die. This man is going to get me killed. But I'm gonna be happy to die because we're gonna become best friends along the way. He knows all the hot goss. I just know he does. I just know this man walks around town. Everybody trusts him. He's wholesome. He's got all the gossip. We're gonna be shit talking people and we're gonna be floating down a river, half drowning, still gossiping, and then we're gonna go over the edge of the waterfall and die. I don't know why that's the survival situation we're in. Zombie situation, same fucking thing. Actually, that's another thing about Tina. She would be too caught up on the zombie fanfic if it was an apocalyptical zombie situation. I'm telling you, she means well, but she'd be like, damn, look at that zombie ass, I'm going for that, I'll take a scrumptious little bite of that. Definitely Tina. But back to Ron. I think we would go down being besties. We'd go down together. We'd both go down trying to keep each other alive, but we're both gonna fail. Let's be honest. we're dead. We're dying. We're dying together, but he's gonna be my best friend, and I think it might be worth it to go down with him. I'm just telling you. We'd find too many common things. I don't even know what we'd have in common, but I know we'd find them. And even if we didn't, we'd get along. I love him. Okay. I don't know. Hugo, definitely keep me alive as long as it would benefit him. I do think that I can manipulate Hugo. I don't want to be a manipulative person, but if push comes to shove, I will be a manipulative person. If I needed Hugo to keep me alive, which I really don't trust his ability to keep me alive, because I don't think he has much of an ability to keep him alive. He would know what food is good and what food is bad, though. But the problem with him is he wouldn't be taking risk, and you need to take risk in an apocalyptical situation. You gotta take risks. I'm sorry, you just do, to stay alive. And I don't think he'd be taking the risk that he needs to be taken. I'm just saying. I don't know, like, in a survival situation. But at the same time, he might know the way to, like, tell if meat's good, bad, if we should eat it. Like, I would definitely think that's good. But the thing about Hugo is he would definitely keep me alive as long as it would benefit him. But the way that I would manipulate him is be like, listen, bestie, I know where Linda Belcher lives. I know where she's hiding out. I know where she is, and I know how I can get you to her. Bob's dead, and if you keep me alive, I'll get you to Linda, and I will hook you bitches up. That would keep me alive. I could manipulate him long enough, but only a certain amount of time, and I'd have to end up killing him before he kills me. Just one of those situations, because Hugo definitely strikes me as the kind of person that would eat me after death. He may be a health inspector. He may be the kind of person that's like, hey, I would never do that. But I think push comes to shove, Hugo is secretly a people eater. I don't know why I feel like that. Maybe that's why he's so uptight, is he doesn't want to get caught for being a cannibal. I don't know. That's a little too deep. Maybe too much conversation, but I'm just saying Hugo might be the man. To definitely not be with, but I think I could manipulate him long enough to keep me alive and teach me some things. So I'm watching you, Hugo. Next up is Tammy. Yes. Tammy. I'm torn. I'm gonna put her on this one. Keep me alive as long as it would benefit her. I think at her core, Tammy is maybe not a bad person, but Tammy is easily influential when it comes to sliding into the dark side of things, and Tammy, I think she would use me, for sure, and push comes to shove, she's gonna trample me to get whatever she needs. I really do believe that. But Tammy is also a child, and I'm not too afraid of Tammy as a person. I would probably end up being in a situation where I'm having to keep her alive, and I would, because she's a child, but she's a menace, and I think she would do whatever it takes to survive, for sure, even if it means doing bad things, like shanking you in the back. I'm just saying. So far, I don't think anybody can keep me alive, and that is very concerning. I don't know if I believe anybody could keep me alive. Okay, next up we have Mr. Fish Odor. Actually, he is definitely... So this is another one where I feel like he falls under two different tiers. I'm gonna put him here, but see, I feel like if it would make him laugh or bring him some type of... if he would find it funny to sell me to Satan for a corn chip, but I also think he would keep me alive as long as it benefits him, because he's very much that type of person. He's a very selfish man, kind of a bad person, and that's why I think he just kind of falls under the two. Like, I think he would keep me alive as long as it would benefit him, but I also think that if Satan was like, ayo, I'll give you a corn chip for that bitch, he'd be like, that's funny, hell yeah, and then he'd eat his corn chip and laugh. I even think that even if he was allergic to corn chips, he'd still eat the corn chip. I really do. Mr. Fish Odor is a very selfish man. Whatever makes him laugh, whether it keeps him alive or not, he doesn't care. He is here for entertainment purposes only. Imagine getting to live your life like that. Couldn't be me. Alright, next up we have Gretchen. Oh, sweetie. Sweet little Gretchen. I don't know, though. I'm torn. Part of me thinks they mean well, but would definitely get me killed. But I don't know. Gretchen kind of has a very gritty side to her. that if we were in the right group, I feel like she'd get nasty. I'm gonna put her on Keep Me Alive. I don't know what it is about Gretchen, but there is something very gritty about this woman, and I think that she would potentially be able to keep me alive. I really do. I think she is the strongest contender so far. The thing about Gretchen is I think she is rabid if she needs to be. I think she would rip somebody's face off of their body if she needed to, and you need that in a survival situation. She may not maybe have the best survival instincts in other ways, but I think if push comes to shove, she'd chew someone's face off of their skull. I really do. I think that about Gretchen. I don't know why. I really do. And then also, she's got big titties, and I feel like I could just lay in those and they'd be like soft little pillows, and I'd be like, thanks, I feel safe. Anyway, moving on. Okay, next up is Mort. Here are my thoughts on Mort. He's gonna keep me alive. He is a mortician, obviously. I think that could be very helpful, especially if this is a zombie apocalypse situation. I don't know why. I think Mort has a secret life that we don't know about. I think he is, something about him gives me survival, like I could keep everybody alive. The only concern I would have is the people in the caskets in his place would maybe come alive and eat us. But he strikes me as the person that's smart enough to keep up with that. I don't know, something about Mort tells me this man could keep me alive. He knows things. I don't know what he knows, but he knows things. Someone that has seen that many dead people in his lifetime has to be able to keep me alive. I'm telling you, morticians are a different type of person, and I think it's a good thing. I think there is something about them that is otherworldly, and I think it makes them badass, and I think that he could keep me alive. I would trust it. Next up, we have Zeke. Here's the thing about Zeke. I actually am putting him on the second tier. The reason that I am putting Zeke on the second tier, if he were older, I think he could keep me alive. I don't know what it is about Zeke, but he's got some tenacity. He is just like, he does whatever it takes to take care of his friends. I'm telling you, he is safety. And I think if he were older, he could keep me alive. I do think he would do his best to keep me alive either way. I would also do my best to keep Zeke alive because I think he is a wholesome little angel baby that I would do anything for. Alright. Next up is Jocelyn. Jocelyn is Tammy's best friend. I'm gonna put Jocelyn on They Mean Well, but would definitely get me killed. I love you, sweetie pie, but I just don't think that you have any survival skills. You're young, and you just... I don't think she could. I'm gonna be real. She strikes me as someone that would be like, that zombie looks real friendly. Let's try to be friends with them. Maybe they're real people in there, and then she'd get bit and be like, well, shit. Sorry, Jocelyn, I love you, but no. Next up, we have Gail. This bitch is evil, but she's a conniving evil. I think she would keep me alive as long as it would benefit her. That is how I feel about Gail. And I don't think she could keep herself alive. I really don't. Miss Ma'am, she cannot keep herself alive. That's why she's gonna use and abuse as many people as it takes to stay alive. And I think that's why people like that live a little bit longer in survival or apocalyptic situations, is they're using and abusing people and resources quicker than it can be replenished. And they know what they're doing. They really do know what they're doing. So I think she's a very evil person, and I mean it. I'm saying it, and I mean it. Okay. Miss LeBons. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know what it is about Miss LeBons. I just really don't. Damn. This one's got me stumped for some reason. You know what Miss LeBon strikes me as? The kind of person, she's fucking tired. She's tired as fuck. She does not have time to put energy into surviving. I really don't think she does. I think she would lay on the ground and just be like, take me. Why am I doing this? This is pointless. I'm gonna put her on the third tier, even though it doesn't quite fit her. None of the tiers fit Miss LeBons. She strikes me as the kind of person who would be like, I'm good. I'm down. I'm good. I'm out. Thank you. Goodbye. That's just my thoughts. Also, I have decided I am moving Linda up here. I think she would do her best. I'm torn. She's a mother, and I think that's what I didn't account for. Mothers have a certain instinct that I'm just saying, it's a thing. So I'm gonna put her on that tier. Alright, next up we have regular size Rudy. Baby, I love you so much, little Rudy. You're so cute and adorable, but baby, you're just not there. You would definitely get me killed, because I would probably do whatever I could to protect little regular size Rudy. Rudy's an angel baby, cutie pie. I think, I love Rudy so much, but Bestie would get me killed because I'd be too worried trying to keep him alive. He's too sickly too for survival or apocalyptic situations, and I'm sorry. R.I.P. to my boy Rudy. Alright, next, well, last but not least is Sergeant Bosco. He is, honestly, in my opinion, the kind of... He's gonna keep me alive as long as it benefits him. I don't think he's gonna do great in an apocalyptic situation. He barely does great as a police officer. It's just how I don't know. That's how I feel. I think there's something a little evil potentially about him. But Sergeant Bosco seems like he'd definitely, if it benefits him, he'll keep me alive. But if it doesn't benefit him, out the fucking window, out the door, get out, you're dead, you're done. I think he would kill me and eat me if that's what it took to stay alive. I don't know. He seems like the kind of person that would do whatever it takes to stay alive, but he doesn't know why he would be doing whatever it takes to stay alive, because I don't think this man has a lot to live for. That sounds a little dark and sounds a little mean, but he strikes me. Okay, he strikes me as that kind of person. That's my thought process on that. Alright, let me take a moment to decide if I want to change anything around. So, S tier, or could keep me alive tier, Gretchen and Mort. They would do their best, but may not be able to save me, is Bob, Teddy, Zeke, and Linda. And actually, I'm gonna move Bob down. The thing about Bob is, I think he's too much in his own little head, and he is too busy talking to his food sometimes that might get me killed. I love you, Bob, but sorry, sweetie. So I think we're gonna end up with Teddy, Zeke, and Linda. Next we have They Mean Well, but would definitely get me killed, Jean, Tina, Jimmy Pesto Jr., Ron, my bestie, Jocelyn, Miss LeBon's, regular size Rudy, and Bob. Keep me alive as long as it benefits them. Mr. Frond, Hugo, Tammy, Gail, and Sergeant Bosco, I'm coming for all of y'all. Watch your fucking back. I'm coming for you. I know what kind of people you are. Though I may not kill Hugo because I think I could manipulate him and learn some things. That sounds shitty, but this is a survival situation. Would sell me to Satan for a mother clucking corn chip? Absolutely. Louise, Jimmy Pesto Sr., and Mr. Fishoder. The thing about Louise is I don't think she's evil. She is evil, but I don't think she's totally evil. I think there's a mixture, and that's why I'm kind of torn on could keep me alive in that. Those two, I know those are all the way on different sides of the spectrum, but somehow Louise hits both of those. It is what it is. But we love Louise, but yeah, she doesn't belong on the same level as the other two. It's just, they all belong there. I don't know if that makes sense, but here we are. This is my final list. Let me know your thoughts. Who do you think could keep you alive? Who do you think would get you killed? Let me know who you would think would keep you alive and who would sell you to Satan for a corn chip. Anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed this tier list. I definitely had some interesting opinions that even I didn't expect. Caught myself by surprise a little bit, but anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed today's episode. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you tune in every day until Christmas for a new tier list. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for hanging out. Make sure you're drinking water, hydrating, eating food, all of that razzmatazz. And also, if you like the content, you know, you could always hit that subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. I'm almost to 400. You know, give your boy some love. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Bye, besties.